Laurie, how did you enter the picture?
Well, I have worked with the Widers on a couple of other projects, and I knew they were working on this, and they had tried a number of methods of trying to get Linda's voice across. And, well, I guess Todd can speak to the method of actually how I came about it.
Yeah, so access, I think, is, I mean, I don't need to tell this audience this, but it's sort of one of the basics, at least for us, when we try to make a documentary. We've produced many of these, and if you don't have any access to anything, it's hard to make a documentary, I think, And this piece, of course, you don't have Linda Bishop, she's no longer here, but you had her words, and you had her voice, really. But how do you bring that to life? And we tried a variety of ways to do that. We tried just projecting the image of the word on the screen. Alone, and it would not, I don't think, sustain audience interest and emotion for the entire film, And we tried a dry read, we tried several different dry reads, we tried other actors, and as Laurie said, we'd worked with her on some projects before, and she really, I think we were very privileged really to get her to do this, and she threw herself into it. I know she probably doesn't want me to talk about the method that she channeled the voice, so I won't, but I was told don't talk about it, so I won't do that. But it was, I mean, as a documentarian, person in documentary land, sort of, whatever, but we don't generally deal with actors that much, but watching this sort of process unfold was quite chilling, really, and sort of wild. The first set of tapes, and they literally were tapes that she turned in, were recorded that she had made. If you permit me, I'll just briefly talk about this. But she had recorded a bunch of recordings in an abandoned house, and she hadn't eaten for a while. And these were like cassette recordings. And we were very interested in exploring analog versus digital in this film, which we can get to if you want. But and how you use the patina of film versus what digital imagery looks like to tell different stories. And hearing those tapes, as rough and scratchy and whatnot as they were, really it was quite chilling. I mean, it was this other voice that we'd never heard from Laurie before, and indeed, I don't think anyone had ever heard her own brother, I think, didn't recognize her when she played it for him, and it was really quite upsetting, actually. And I remember Kiko Deguchi, who was the editor on this, and we were very blessed, I think, to have her as the editor, because she did a phenomenal job. But the three of us were, Jed and I and Kiko were in the edit room in New York, and we all started welling up at the same time. We listened to this, and so we thought, okay, this is the direction we want to go in. It's not a conventional, necessarily, way I think of telling this tale, but in a way, this is not, that conventional. What does that mean? What is a conventional documentary? Right. I don't know. When you try to explore art, I think there should be some relationship between content and form. And at this moment, I think in documentary film world, we're very content rich. I think there's tremendous content everywhere. Right. But often, and not always, but I think often, I mean, frankly, sometimes, and I'm speaking as a producer and also a viewer, I think sometimes we're occasionally form light. Sometimes it's form light. I mean, there's a lot of films made on iPhones. Not that I should knock that, but there should be room for a film made in film, or a film with an orchestra, and a film with a performance for a voice, not just a narration, but a performance that moves you. I think you can fuse those elements into a documentary and celebrate documentary filmmaking in a way.